research is being done for Swift. We can see that Protoss Air Weapons Level 1 has just started, as well as Ground Weapons Level 3. Stargate has just finished, so we'll see whether he's doing Void Ray play or Phoenix harassment. And he's going for the Void Rays. More Zealots being warped in. Interesting to see a Zealot heavy composition with no Stalkers. If Duckville decided to pop a few Phoenixes out just to harass, he won't be able to respond to that fairly quickly. 4 Colossi on the field with 2 more in production. Chrono Boost being spent on the robotics facilities. The natural of Duckville is starting to get heavily saturated. And we look at the units, we see 42 probes to 41, so the probe count is fairly even. Void Ray now on the field for Swift. Ground weapons level 1 being researched for Duckville, but he's behind, very behind in research. This can make all the difference. Void Ray going to take out that scouting and pylon. Don't think Duckville will think it's worth saving. Oh no, Void Ray is going to get it. 6 Colossi are now on the field with a mix of Zealots and Stalkers. Doesn't appear to be any sentries with... no sentries with Duckville's force. With his main almost mined out, we may expect to see him take his thirds sometime soon. Void Ray returning. 2 Void Rays out on the field now. Duckville does see the Stargate, and he sees the second Stargate putting down, so we can expect a lot of Stalker warpings from now. Here you can see 4 more Stalkers being warped in. And it looks like Duckville... ooh, no. Yes. He is going to destroy the destructible rocks at his second expansion, 3rd base, to take it. Photon cannon in the natural for Swift, so no scouting will be available. More Zealots being warped in with 1 Stalker and 2 sentries. 2 Immortals out on the field. We see a probe going down to the bottom, so possibly a pressure pylon or a scouting pylon. A very powerful force for Duckville, though he will have to be careful of the Void Rays, which are now coming onto the field at a very rapid rate. Void Rays are going to take out the destructible rocks, it seems, so Swift is going to take his third, but again he is behind Duckville, so Duckville will be taking the economic advantage yet again. 44 to 43 probes. If we look at the army supply count, 139 to 114, so Duckville does have the advantage in army count. 5 sentries out on the field. Oh, Observer sniped, but he does see Duckville move out, so Duckville is going to pull back for the time being. More Stalkers being warped in, which would be a very good counter to the Void Rays, which are now on the field. 4 Void Rays for Swift, with 2 more coming out. We can see Extended Thermal Lance is almost finished, which is fairly late, but will still make a difference. Ground Armor level 1 is being researched, so that will negate the attack to level 2. 2 more Observers coming out on the field for Duckville. 2 more Gateways being placed down. You can see a probe transfer to his second expansion. Photon cannon going down. And we see the army of Duckville is beginning to move out. Go to the nearest Zelnaga tower just to see if there's any proxies around there. He sees nothing. Fairly significant amount of Void Rays on the field now for Swift. 8 Void Rays are now on the field. So if Duckville's going to go in, he'll need a significant size of Stalkers leading the charge to snipe those Void Rays before they do too much damage to the Colossus. A lot of Zealots in the mix, which would also hamper Duckville's ability to snipe those Void Rays. The Zealots do have charged legs, so they'll be rushing in there. So the Colossus will probably hang back, and Here we go. Ooh. Sniping the pylon, deactivating the photon cannon. Sentry warping, even though sentries won't do a huge amount of good force field wise, but the Guardian Shield will be able to absorb some of the damage. And here we go, Void Rays are targeting the Stalkers and not the Colossi. Great force field placement by Duckville, funneling the Zealots. Colossi are focusing on the Zealots, Stalkers are focusing on the sentries. Duckville having to pull back the Colossi. Nice micromanagement there. Stalkers are whittling down these Void Rays, and the Void Rays are focusing on the Colossi and sentries, not what Swift wants. More Zealots being warped in, but I don't think it's enough. Duckville pulls back, and so does Swift, but Swift lost a lot more in that engagement than Duckville did. But you can see 5 Stalkers here by the pylon for Duckville. So possible pressure to this Nexus, or maybe it's just that they're seeing if anything sneaks through to attack his base while he's on the offensive. 7 Colossi on the field. That Colossi escaping with 2 HP. Very, very close. We see an observer for Duckville just scouting for a third base of Swift, even though he has no idea it is actually there. We check the vision. Duckville has no idea the third has been taken, but we check Swift's vision and he has no idea the third has been taken for his opponent either. Swift still pumping out those Void Rays. Hopefully in the next engagement he can put them to pardon me. Hopefully he can put them to better use, attacking those Colossi rather than focusing on the main units. More Stalkers being warped in for Duckville, so he will be able to deal with those Void Rays with a fair amount of ease. As we look, 20 Stalkers now on the field with 7 Colossi in the mix. 7 Void Rays out for Swift and 4 Immortals. 3 more gateways going down for Duckville, so more Stalker warp-ins is most likely possible. Dark Shrine going down for Duckville, so we can expect Dark Templars. If Duckville manages to sneak those Dark Templars into the mineral lines of the natural and thirds. Oh, here we go. Colossi sniping it up with Simulator. Void Rays moving into position. Zealots going around the wrong way. Snipes a Void Ray for free. No damage done to Duckville. Forward pylon for quick reinforcements is there. Stalkers leading the charge to snipe the Void Rays. Zealots charging into the Stalkers, creating an effective screen for the Colossi. The Colossi are kiting the Zealots in front of the Stalkers and are now taking down the Immortals. The Void Rays are moving into a better position. Takes down 1 Colossus. Can he take a second? He can. Stalkers are now dealing with the Void Rays. More Stalker warpings for Duckville. Duckville focuses on the Immortals. Stalkers are going down, but so are the Void Rays. Here come the reinforcement Stalkers. Another Colossus goes down. Can he take this one? Doesn't. All the Void Rays have gone. Zealots are now being warped in, and this appears to be the end for Swift. There is no forces he can currently warp in which would beat this. He is currently completely gutting that natural. 2 Void Rays and 2 Immortals are now on the field trying to stop this push, but that's not going to be enough. DTs are now into the mix. More Stalker warp-ins for Swift, but still there is nothing he can do. There are 3 Colossi on the field with those Dark Templars. The Dark Templars are just cutting through those Stalkers. There is nothing that he can do now. Ladies and gentlemen, Duckville takes it. My name's Carnius, and you have been watching my very first cast. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.